po namin Diyos. Maraming salamat po sa buhay at lakas na aming taglay, sa liwanag ng kaisipan at sa pagkakataon maipagpatuloy ang pag-aaral ng mga kabataan. Gabayan mo po ang bawat isa sa amin. Anuman ang bahagi na aming gagampanan, naway maging maayos at matagumpay ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral na aming gagawin sa araw na ito. Patawarin mo po kami sa aming mga pagkulang at pagkakasala. At sa aming paggawa, ikaw po ang aming makasama. Amen.
Culture, Society, and Politics. I am Mrs. Cabrera, your live streaming teacher for today. After learning about state and non-state institutions and their contributions to an individual's development and the community, today you are going to learn the importance and functions of education in your development. Our learning objective is at the end of the lesson, you will examine the functions and importance of education in society. Before we learn, we should assess your prior knowledge regarding education in the Philippines. Choose your letter of your answer and write it in your Ucsp notebook. Are you ready? Let us begin. It usually takes place in a classroom setting and is provided by trained teaching and non-teaching staff. A. Formal education. B. Non-formal education. C. Distance education. And the correct answer is A. Question 2. This type of education is offered by private and public colleges and universities. A. Primary education. B. Secondary education. C. Tertiary education. The correct answer is letter C. Question 3. It is the primary function of education. A. Create a business. B. Socialization. Or C. Working. The correct answer is letter B. Question 4. Primary and secondary education are regulated by A. CHED. B. TESDA. C. DepEd. Of course, the correct answer is letter C. Question 5. It is an organized educational activity that takes place outside the formal setup. It has no age limit. Even adults can take part. A. Non-formal education. B. Vocational education. Or C. Special education. The correct answer is letter A. Great job! Thank you for participating in our pre-test. Let us now discuss the system of education in the Philippines. What you are doing now at home, such answering activities, watching Valenzuela Live, and attending online classes are part of education. Education is the social institution that formally socializes members of the society. It also refers to the process through which skills, knowledge, and values are transmitted from the teachers to the learners. And there are two types of education in the Philippines. These are formal education and non-formal education. Formal education usually takes place in a classroom setting, provided by trained teacher or trained teaching and non-teaching staff. Under formal education, we have elementary education, first part of the educational system, and it includes 6 years of compulsory schooling from grade 1 to grade 6. Next is secondary education. It is continuing basic education from the elementary level to 4 years junior high school and 2 years senior high school. Tertiary education. It is offered by private and public colleges and universities. Most higher education institutions offer 4-year degree programs with 2 semesters per year. After finishing your senior high school, you can take up your preferred course and finish until college. Vocational education. Accredited institutions offer technical and occupational education. Programs offered varies in duration from weeks to 2 years. So these are the different types of education under formal education. Elementary education, secondary education, tertiary education, and vocational education. Next, we have the non-formal education. It is an organized educational activity that takes place outside the formal setup. It has no age limit. Even adults and out-of-school youth can take part in a non-formal education program. Example for this is the alternative learning system of the Department of Education. Special education. Special education is the practice of educating students in a way that provides accommodations that address their individual differences, disabilities, or special needs. These are now the difference between the formal and non-formal education system. For the formal education, it is structured. There is progressive schooling, compulsory elementary, subject-oriented. It is done in the classroom setting, and it has uniformity and organized. While the non-formal is more on the life skills and work skills. It's socio-cultural, flexible, and done outside the classroom setting. Also offers for the adult learner and out-of-school youth learner. Formal or non-formal, it is an avenue where people acquire the knowledge needed in dealing with the demands of daily living. Education benefits not just the individual, but also the society in which they live. And education has two primary functions. 1. Develop a productive citizenry, and 2. Promote self-actualization. Productive citizenry. Education assists society in producing citizens that are well-informed, accountable, and capable. Citizens who strive and develop their talents and skills are considered productive. They are the people who make it possible for individuals and groups to achieve success. It is an idea that you as a learner can create opportunities to become productive. Self-actualization. According to Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs, self-actualization is the ultimate level of human needs. Your self-fulfillment is through achieving your dreams and aspirations and reach the level of self-actualization. It is the realization of one's full potential and individuals who experience intense joy and amazement are said to be self-actualized. Education as human right. Importance of education is connected to the idea that it is basic human right. Education must be free and compulsory, at least in the primary level. Then higher education and technical vocational education should be made generally available. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that everyone has the right to education. Nevertheless, in the statement of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization or UNESCO, education is a fundamental human right and essential for the exercise of all other human rights regardless of race, gender, and conditions in life. Also, in our 1987 Philippine Constitution, it is stated in Article 14, Section 1, the state shall protect and promote the right of all citizens to quality education at all levels and shall take appropriate steps to make such education accessible to all. Education is one of the most affected sectors in the COVID-19 pandemic. The challenge now is to deliver quality education. It is the focus of every country. We all know that education is important. That is why even during pandemic, we are attending classes through blended learning. Education is a powerful tool for economically and socially marginalized people to use this to lift themselves out of poverty and achieve their life goals. To summarize the discussion, in this lesson you have learned the systems of education in the Philippines, the formal and non-formal education. You learned that the main functions of education are to develop productive citizenry and to promote self-actualization. You have learned that even during this pandemic crisis, we can have quality education so that you can still develop the 21st century skills necessary for a lifelong development. And education is very important in our society as it is our basic human right. Let us now proceed to our short assessment. You may write your answers in your notebook. Read and understand the statement carefully. Write true if the statement is true. Otherwise, write false. Question 1. Mary is in her 7th grade, attends classes daily, and work hard to get good grades in all her 8 subjects. This situation falls under formal education. True or false? Okay, the correct answer here is true. Question 2. Vocational education refers to any educational activity which is not structured and takes place outside the formal system. True or false? The answer is false because it is non-formal education. 3. Productive citizenry refers to the idea that a person can create opportunities to become productive. True or false? The correct answer is true. 4. Education is basic human right, but due to pandemic, we need to stop learning. True or false? Of course, this is false because even if it is pandemic, our education must continue to produce learners with 21st century skills. Five, self-actualization also means a desire for self-fulfillment, where you achieve your dreams and aspirations. The correct answer is true. Thank you for participating in our assessment. We will now proceed to your assignment. Here is now your assignment. Make a poster on the role of education during COVID-19 crisis. Use bond paper for your output, then your teacher will give you a rubric for this activity. For your other questions and concerns, your UCSP teacher will see you in your follow-up discussion schedule. Thank you, senior high school students, for watching our UCSP Live today. I hope you learned a lot from this week's lesson. Once again, I am Mrs. Ruby Ann Cabrera, and I wish you a pleasant day.